Welcome. This is my BMW E82 125i, the European spec with the N52 B30 engine. It delivers 215 through 218 horsepower stock. It has the 3-stage intake manifold as standard with the 2 DISAs, the big one and the smaller one. And overall, it's sublime. It's the last straight 6 inline 3-liter engine BMW built. There was a small evolution in the N53 engine, but for all intents and purposes, the N52, as it sits in this car, is the last straight 6 3-liter naturally aspirated engine BMW put into a small car, a relatively small car. It's a coupe. The N52 came in a lot of cars, but I like it the most in this configuration. Personally, I don't lean too much to the hatchbacks. I know the E87 and the E81 variations of this body have the 130i, which has the same engine, the N52 B30, but it's tuned differently. Maybe in the crankshaft and some of the gears there's some minor changes, and depending on the build year of your 130i, you either produce 265 horsepower or 255 horsepower because of emission regulations which have changed throughout the years. Again, here where I live in the Netherlands, most of the E81, E87 1 series are company leased cars, hatchbacks, diesels mostly. Of course you have the 130s in between there, but just by looking at the body, I like the coupe style best. Of course the 1M is and will remain a dream. However, I am not a fan of the turbo engines. Of course I will make an exception for the 1M. That's something else. The N54 in that has been tuned, powered by M Division. Of course it's not a full-blown motorsport engine. It doesn't have the S designation, but I'll take it, of course. But the next best thing for me personally is the sensation of a naturally aspirated straight 6 3-liter engine with a very gradual buildup of torque and power, very linear, very nice sound. Of course there's so much power you can get out of this engine opposed to a turbo powered engine, but I think that's the charm of the old school BMW DNA for these vehicles. I am trying to get the most out of this car without wrecking it. That means that I've done quite some research to see what is possible. The build quality of these blocks is pretty good, so 100 horsepower per liter is easily attainable stress-wise. It should be fine, but getting that 300 horsepower out of this 3-liter engine can be quite a challenge. The reason why I'm making this video is that I've been researching the internet, looking at a lot of videos of you guys on Instagram, anything I could get my hands on, and I thought I'd give a crack at it and try to shoot one of my own to see how you guys like it, and maybe you can get something away from my experiences and my E82 as it sits right here. I've done quite some modifications to the car, some OEM plus, some with aftermarket higher quality products. I'll show you around the car. I'll pop the hood. I'll show you inside of the engine bay, the interior, all the good things, the bad things, and the things that still need improvement. In short, this car has not been chipped yet. I first done some bolt-ons and improvements in the setup and the suspension of the car. I think it's very important to have first a good grip of what you and the car can do. The car can do a lot, but how good are you as a driver in feeling the car and getting most out of it? You can improve your car to 2.0, to stage 3 plus, whatever. But if you as a driver are not up to it to drive the car, then it won't go anywhere. So let's jump into it. So here we are under the hood. Let me see if I can get some good shots for you for the stuff that I've done. Originally, when I bought the car, this intake snorkel was the standard one. I've been looking around on the internet and was able to purchase this carbon BMW performance intake snorkel, which also has the bigger air filter housing. In the air filter housing, there's a K&N cone-shaped improved air filter, and well, if we follow the car from the intake of the grille, the air goes through the bigger carbon intake snorkel, through the bigger housing for the air filter with the K&N filter in it. And then if we look here, the connection boot between your gas actuator and the intake and the air house is now a Mishimoto straight boot. The standard part that's in here has a sound dampening chamber below it. It's not as smooth from the inside, and what I noticed when installing this specific piece was a faster throttle response, better sound, and maybe the odd 1 or 2 horsepower increase, but that's negligible. From the intake, which is a 3-stage intake manifold with one of the discs here and the other one is in here but harder to see. So with that, we have the intake side of things, well, at a peak standard, if we stick to mostly OEM plus parts. So then, of course, the engine does its thing, and we get to the exhaust side of things. The exhaust manifold, as of standard, has catalytic converters in it. It's of course heavy steel and mass produced. It is emission oriented, sound dampening oriented, and mass production cost wise oriented. So this, what you see here, is a Schmidtmann intake manifold, equal length, with stainless steel, without any catalytic converters in it. That goes underneath the car, connecting to a wider piped midsection, which does not have the resonator as standard. It's a Schmidtmann Sport CAT replacement section ending up in a Y pipe, which has 2 sport catalytic converters on one on each pipe instead of a resonator. So that makes a huge difference, because it has a wider diameter pipe underneath coming into a Y pipe, and that goes straight to the next part. The Schmidtmann mid pipe with a sport catalytic converter comes straight connected into an Eisenmann back box. This puppy is brand new. It's been on the car for a couple of months and it sounds amazing. Furthermore, under the hood we can see some other smaller improvements. Handling wise, I've fitted a strut brace. There is a very expensive, very rare BMW Performance carbon style strut brace, which has the same shape, but from here till there it's carbon with the BMW Performance lettering as seen here below. So whenever I come across that and am able to purchase it, I will. It will be a light weight savings, but the most weight saving will be in my wallet because it's pretty expensive. But aesthetically, I would like to have the OEM part matching up with some of the BMW Performance items I already have on the car. You gotta have a wish list. So, other things OEM plus the cap for the oil filter housing is replaced into an aluminum one. I think this is an ECS parts, bought it online. Also the bird cage inside of the oil filter housing where the filter is slid on is normally plastic as well, and I've changed that into the aluminum version as well. That's part of the set. Another part I've changed is a little bit more harder to see, but that's commonly referred to as the Mickey Mouse flange. It's the water cooling hose connecting to the head of the block. Normally this is a plastic fitting with which connects the hose to the block, but with all the heat cycles that becomes brittle and it breaks, and that's not something you want to experience. the shadow line trim standard of factory. It's the line across the seals here, across the door. This is my own addition, changing out the blinkers into black. License plate sticker, black. Fog lights, black. Grill, black. All around, tinted windows with not too much. Front window has the gray sunband on top. On back, you have the black line, LCI updated tail lights, and the blacked out third brake light. Carbon diffuser, BMW Performance. M Sport rims. So, thank you very much for watching this first video on my new channel. It's been a blast making it. I hope to improve in further quality and detail, and I hope you enjoyed the details I've given so far. Hope to see you on the next one, and I'd like to hear some feedback. So if you have anything to say, if you have anything to comment, please drop it down below. And while you're at it, give this video a like, subscribe if you like to, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.